Hi guys, my name is Sabrina from Sabrina the Teenage Reader, and welcome to a short video in which I'm going to be talking about the books that have influenced me most in my life. These are all books that I have been keeping in my heart and in my soul and in my body, if you know what I mean. Not really, that's gross. And these are all really basic books, they're really popular books, but they have been books that have really shaped me and influenced me. So I'm obviously going to be starting with my favorite book of all time, and it's Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This is a really old edition. It's from 1945. I actually collect copies of Jane Eyre. I have like 7 so far. You probably heard about Jane Eyre because this is a classic. So this book follows this orphan girl called Jane Eyre, and it follows all her life from her being a girl and all the injustice happening to her, and then she grows up and she becomes a governess and she meets this gloomy, handsome man called Mr. Rochester who's sexy. I really recommend it if you like Pride and Prejudice and Jane Austen books and things set in Victorian times. A lot of people don't like it because it's dense, and I understand because Victorian times, and this is a gothic book, there's a lot of descriptions and stuff. However, I love this book because it's beautifully written, and I love the main character, Jane Eyre. She's a character that has really shaped me and my values. It's a person I look up to. So during the Victorian times where women were treated like poop, however, Jane Eyre didn't let anybody treat her like poop. She was strong and had a lot of willpower, and she was hardworking, and she always stood up for her values and for what she believed in. I have read this book like 10 times already, and I always look for guidance when I read Jane Eyre because it's a book that, even though it was written like 200 years ago, still resonates within me and in the society that I live in right now. Another book that has influenced me so much is obviously the Game of Thrones series. They're long as hell. The reason Game of Thrones has influenced me so much is that even though this is a fantasy novel and everything is made up in here, it makes me think about the world we live in a lot. It makes me think about people and their relationships. Game of Thrones is a book that has made me think about more the way that I treat people and how people think. It makes me think about how the world works. The series contains a lot of powerful, strong female characters, and they're not only strong in the I am a badass way, I'm gonna kick ass. It's also because all these female characters, they influence the story so much. They're more than props. They're treated like people. They act like people, and they fight in many ways through, you know, physically and mentally, and I just love the journey and how it focused so much on the female characters, and it's something that we don't really see right now. In my opinion, women rule this world. This may be obvious for everybody, but obviously Harry Potter has really influenced me because it's the book that got me back into reading. It's a book that made me a more imaginative person. It's a book that has helped me learn so many things about life and about being human, and it has given me so much values. It has made me think about so many things that happen in this world, and I know that I may be 50, 80, 100, I will be coming back towards these books and I will still relate. The story will always resonate for me, and it always will give me hope and strength, and I'm just really glad that I get to share this common influential book with a lot of people. One book that has really influenced me and my motivation is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is the book that came before the Lord of the Rings series, which you have probably heard about. It follows this mythical creature called the Hobbit and his quest with dwarves, in which they go kill a dragon, played by Benedict Cumberbatch. This is also a high fantasy novel, but it still resonates me a lot and really makes me think about this world a lot. But the main reason The Hobbit has influenced me is the whole concept of this little creature whose life was really stagnant and boring, going on this grand adventure and going through meeting so many people and actually changing this world. I relate a lot to my life to The Hobbit because I went to college and it was this huge adventure to me. And I actually named my college video blog series after Hobbit titles. Check them down below. Shameless self-promotion, I know. I'm always motivated on taking chances and going on unexpected journeys such as Bilbo Baggins. One last book that has influenced me so much ever since the 7th grade is a graphic novel by Marjane Satrapi, and it's called Persepolis. Persepolis follows a little girl in Tehran Iran, and during the Iranian Revolution, it follows how she saw her country reverse towards these sexist and unfair practices and how she eventually had to escape. It made me think about a lot about what it means to be a woman in an oppressed country. And it made me think about a lot about how it means to grow up in an unfair society. It's just the story of Marjane Satrapi, which is based on her actual story. It's just so powerful, and I always go back towards these books because they're just so amazing and they make me think a lot. If you want to read a graphic novel that will make you think, probably, obviously, read Persepolis. So those were all the books that have influenced me in my life and have made me the wonderful, sexy person that I am right now. So what are some books that have influenced your life? Comment down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because if you're watching this and you subscribe, I will find you and I will kill you and influence your face! Thank you for watching and happy reading. Bye!